welcome to my channel. To this video, I wanted to film a video on how I make notes at university, give people ideas of what might work. I don't know, just ideas how you can take notes at university if you have no idea what to do, or you don't like the way you're taking notes, you want to change, I don't know. But then I had an idea, because the way I revise now is different to the way I revised in first year and during high school when I was doing my A-levels. So I thought I would kind of just explain what I did for my A-levels, so in high school, and then at the beginning of university, and what I do now and what works for me. Just kind of like show the journey of the ways that you can take notes and what works, and I guess what doesn't, but like in my case, and it can give an example or some ideas for other people. So I hope you kind of get an idea of what you could do from watching this video. We'll start off by talking about high school. Now, I don't have much to say because in high school I did my GCSEs. I don't really remember much what I did, but the main thing that helped me revise was past papers, and I feel like that was like the only way, because you're applying what you've learned, you're testing yourself, and you're kind of seeing the structure of the exam paper and so on. So that was definitely the best way to revise, especially for subjects like maths. But for like subjects like English literature, that didn't work. It was more of making like condensed version of your notes and reading your notes and becoming really familiar with the text and everything. So again, like you can see it varies from subject to subject. So past papers and flashcards, like that's when my love began for flashcards, and that's like all I remember from that time. I've talked quite a lot about my A-levels on this channel, and I do have videos up on how like to get through A-level psychology and geography and how I took notes. I'm pretty sure I do have some video on that, so if you haven't seen them, I will link them in the description, or they'll be somewhere here, you can click them somewhere, I don't know. But I thought I'd just quickly talk through what I did, because what I did then really seemed to work for me, and that was I wrote up all my notes. The A-levels I did was geography and psychology. Those are the ones that I really needed to revise for. So I also did creative writing, and I didn't really need to revise for that. That was a really fun subject. What I did was when I got home, I would write up everything, and I will show on the screen the things I used. I used this notebook to write up notes from geography lessons and the psychology textbooks, and it would just all be nice and neat, and I just love having colourful things, and that really helps me to revise. So that's why I write them out, and I know that writing out your notes isn't gonna work for everyone or for every subject, so this is just what worked for me. Like, it was a way for me to go over everything that we learn and to really think about it and potentially add something to these notes and make it colourful, so easy to remember. You can see it on the screen right now when I'm showing, but it's just the insides of this notebook, and as you can see, the title's quite bold. Like, that's the main thing, a bold title, and then any other headings were just colourful and again bold. It was fun to make these notes as well. I also made flashcards for psychology and geography because talking out loud also helps me, but that was like closer to exams. And posters, colourful, you probably have seen them already as well, but they'll be up on the screen so you can see some of what my posters look like. Again, they're very bold and colourful, or at least like the main important things are colourful. Even now, if I think back to my memory poster, I know the colour of it, and like that triggers, like it's a cue to help you remember. So that was the main thing that helped me. So yes, that's high school, and now we're on to university, which is what I mainly wanted to talk about. How I take notes at university. I think I did have a video on how I took notes my first semester, however that has completely changed. It wasn't very time efficient, it wasn't very helpful what I was doing, which was I had one notebook, used it for all my lectures, and then I would come home and write everything up into a different notebook, which again you can see some of the notes on the screen. Before I get any comments saying what language is this in, it's in Polish because I study in Poland. That's where I'm doing my degree, so that is why these notes were in Polish. In case you didn't know, just because I do get comments about that quite often. That wasn't working for me because it took up so much time, and I was writing up notes that I didn't really want to, like physiology. There was no point in doing that. That didn't work for me. I think my second semester I started using my laptop and typing up all my notes on there. That is what I have been doing. It does tend to work better. I type faster than I write, and I don't know, just for someone who struggled with the language a bit in my first year, that did definitely help quite a lot. I was able to check things much quicker and add little notes and so on. That was very helpful. Then when it came to the exams, I would make some posters. I just love posters and learning from them and summarizing all the information. I think that's very useful, like writing it out in your own words to make sure you understand it. However, I had a bit of a problem with that as well, because sometimes the exam is word for word, so it will be word for word something from the presentation, and the answer is again word for word from the presentation, and like if you summarize it in your own words you wouldn't get that. And sometimes it isn't like that. Sometimes there are open questions where you have to write out in your own words, and like that's what I struggled with, like something I still struggle with, and it's a bit annoying. But so that's why like sometimes that technique didn't work, and it just came down to memorizing word for word lecture notes, which I don't think is not a good way to learn. And like it's just testing your memory. It isn't testing if you understand this, it's testing, oh, can you memorize all this information, which that's what I struggled with and I don't like about like uni here in general. I don't know what it's like at other universities. It's just, I've definitely noticed that at university here they just give us all this content and you have to memorize it, and like okay, but like I'm gonna forget this, so what's the point? Anyway, when I started typing up my notes I would print them out, and that was very useful because I didn't have to like carry around all these notebooks, just like paper, and that was better to do. And I also, the way I organized it was I used this just random folder that I have had for years, recycling here, because I actually use these green things you can see now on the screen. I use them for geography, like it literally says regeneration on it, but I reuse them instead of throwing them out or using it as colourful paper. I stuck on them little labels, so I'll just keep doing that I guess. And right now it's empty because semester hasn't begun. It's a folder for the semester because I have a bigger folder which you could probably see on the screen now, which is where like is all my degree stuff in there, stuff that I probably don't need but I just don't want to throw it out yet. I just want proof when I finish uni that like here's a folder of all the stuff you learned, Anna. I wonder how much of that I actually will remember. I still, I guess, use flashcards like for revision and keywords and stuff like that, but again I feel like the best way for me to revise was to print out my notes and read them and then talk out loud to myself, or pretend to teach someone, or write them out. Or something I started doing was typing it up, because then I wouldn't be wasting any paper, and sometimes I didn't have any paper to waste, so I would just type them up, and like you can just delete the whole document later on, but it's testing what you know, so I thought that was quite a useful technique. I use my laptop for lectures. There are some classes where I'm a bit hesitant with using my laptop just because they can be small classes and like sometimes no one is using a laptop, and I just feel I'm that person with their laptop. I use a notebook instead, and I've been using this one. It's a cat one. You can see it better on the screen, and as you can see I've only used half of it because of what happened, but I'm still going to use this. I'm not going to waste this. I'm going to use this. I just don't know what for yet. Like it's a place for rough notes, and sometimes class notes you don't even need them. It depends on your class, and like again my uni, it may not be the same as other unis, and for example if I had a lab, like I didn't need any of the notes. Like there was no point of me bringing my laptop and then typing stuff up that I don't need. And that's kind of it, what I do now and what I have been doing, and how it has progressed from me handwriting every single piece of note that I had to just typing up my lectures. The last bit of this video is going to be what I'm going to be doing now, like for this year, and I guess summary of all the techniques I've used and what works best for me. So I'm still going to be doing the thing where I write up my class note. For this I just have this notebook. You can see on the screen better because I'm not good at holding things up, like just a notebook like this. I'm going to be using it for class notes and like when I don't want to use my laptop and stuff like that. I will be typing up my notes, most of them probably, because I think my lectures are going to be online again. I don't know yet. I think I am going to be definitely typing up my notes and printing them out and then using that to revise from. However, I do have this pretty notebook that you can see now. Honestly, I'm in love with it, and I kind of don't want to use it for school notes because it's just so pretty. It's like one of those notebooks, like the white lines notebooks, and I actually thought of getting some of them. Don't know, like do I really need one? Do I not? I don't know. We'll see. I just don't want to use this one just yet. It's a thing. I buy notebooks and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use this for pretty writing, and then I never do use it. I also have this other notebook, which I might also use for writing up my notes. I don't know, we will see. So when I say writing up, I will probably write up notes from classes that I really like or enjoy, and I don't know, to bring back the joy of studying for me, because just writing out my notes just brings me joy. I can't believe I said that. So that would be all for this video. If you have any questions, any video requests, leave them in the comments. I hope some people got some ideas of what you could do if you're starting university and you have no idea how to take notes. I thought I would do like a detailed video on how I take notes specifically, but I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like I explained everything. If you would like to see such a video, then let me know, but I don't know if I would film it unless people would want to see it, because I feel like I'd just be repeating what I said in this video. So yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to say. In general, I just hope this has given you some ideas of what you could do, and I guess it shows that revision techniques don't work, and like studying techniques don't work the same for every subject or everyone, and they can change and so on. So I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching.